Alright, so yeah, today I got my hoodie up, my hair's all over the place, I don't feel like dealing with that right now. But I'm not necessarily sure that my 100% male demographic care about my luscious locks being out, so I don't think you guys would care. Now recently, for the past week, UFC has completely taken over my channel because UFC 307 was last weekend. And boxing and influencer boxing news has been kind of slow, so UFC's been taking up the whole week. Me and Dallas are here to tell you that 95% of you aren't subscribed. If you like UFC, boxing, or influencer boxing content, that's why I do 3 times a week here, so subscribe. But today we're going to be talking about some boxing. Gervonta Davis just announced he's going to be fighting Lamont Roach. Obviously not a top guy, but still he's 25-1 with a good amount of knockouts. And by the way, I went basically this whole video calling him Lamonte. His name's Lamont, so I'm a dumbass. He's 25-1, like I said. He has 10 knockouts. Not necessarily a knockout artist, but 40% knockout percentage isn't that bad. He has beat people 30-5, 20-2, 22-4, 32-10, 20-1, 60-1. I'm trying to recognize any of these names, to be honest. I can't. 15-1, 20-4. So yeah, it's not like he was facing tomato cans. Faced people with pretty good records. Now, when it comes to knowing a lot of these guys' names, I'm a casual when it comes to boxing. I've only been paying attention to top-level boxing for about a year or two now. There's so many belts and so many contenders for those belts. It's just impossible to keep track of, being new fairly to the sport. Like I said, Roach is 25-1, but I don't really know any of these guys' names. Just off their name, they have decent records. It's not like he's facing tomato cans. They all have 10 losses and over 20 wins, so that's pretty impressive. But the main question is he anywhere near Tank's level? Because we know there's really good pro boxers, and then there's the elites of elites like Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is probably my number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. My number 1 is Usyk, because he's not even a true heavyweight, and he's just beat Tyson Fury. And with these recent events, we've been seeing top guys facing each other, with the Saudis bringing in big money, so they can't really say no at this point. But Gervonta hasn't taken any fights like that this year. To be fair, Frank Martin put up a better fight than I thought he would, but Gervonta ended up figuring him out later on in the fight.
Big trouble here. There's the uppercut, and there's the left hand. Wow! Once he stunned him with that uppercut.
Which was a nasty knockout, by the way. Probably one of the best non-dominant hand, flush shots I've seen in boxing. But who knows? Maybe Lamont Roach will bring a fight, a better fight than I'm expecting. I don't know. I just don't see this weight class putting on as much super fights as the other weight classes do in boxing for some reason. And to be fair, Shakur did break his hand, so I wonder if that was the fight they were trying to make as a super fight. But that fight has been trying to be made for years at this point. Like I said a minute ago, maybe Lamont Roach brings a good fight, but where are the fights what about Gervonta versus Inoue, a guy that could also be the number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world? He could be number 1. Inoue hasn't really had a big fight in the U.S. from what I've seen, so him being a major star, that would be a huge fight. That could be the biggest fight in boxing. They can market it as who is the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, even though Usyk is there. They can still market it that way. But this could just me being fairly new to the sport and being casual at this point, because Plant versus Macumbi surprised me as a fight. I didn't know anything about Macumbi, but I'm a big fan of him now. So maybe this event will make me a fan of Roach, even if he loses to Gervonta. But I'm sure that I'm not the only one that thought this when the fight was originally announced. I think I even saw Argentinian King being how is he the top dog when he doesn't face the top dogs? Which, chill out a little bit. Frank Martin ended up impressing me, but I guess overall, besides the Ryan Garcia fight, we really haven't seen a real test from Gervonta. So who knows? Shakur hurt his hand. Maybe after, when Gervonta beats Lamont Roach, unless some miracle happens, that'll be crazy. They could have Shakur and Gervonta face off in the ring, and when Shakur is fully healed, they could get that fight going. I'll be excited for that. And Inoue is actually tied up in a fight versus Sam Goodman, so that fight wouldn't be next. So yeah, Gervonta Davis versus Shakur Stevenson would be a huge fight. Hopefully that's next. They could even do a Lomachenko fight. He's 36 though, but still an elite boxer. That would be a great fight. But the most realistic option that's going to happen next is Gervonta versus Shakur. But if I were to make any fight, it would 100% be Gervonta versus Inoue. Battle for the #1 pound for pound. That is just a great build-up and great marketing for the fight. So yeah, this is going to be a way quicker video. I'll do a more precise prediction when the fight comes around. Do you guys think that Gervonta Davis is avoiding super fights? I don't think so. I think he would be fighting Shakur right now if he didn't injure his hand. If he wasn't fighting Shakur, there would be an argument for that, but there's a reason right now why he isn't fighting Shakur. Let me know if I'm being a casual and Lamont Roach is really going to make this a close fight for Gervonta Davis, and this is a really big fight. So let me know what you think should be next for Gervonta Davis. I think Inoue is the best fight, but Shakur is the most realistic one. If I somehow milk this video to 8 minutes, I'm just trying to get good at that so I can milk you guys for mid-rolls when I can. But all jokes aside, thank you guys for listening to me yap like usual. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. It really helps build the channel. Thank you guys like always. Peace out.